Hello, my dear children. Hope you all are doing good. Welcome back to the social science class. Yesterday, I began this new topic in business studies, that is, banking transactions. I'm sure you must have understood about the meaning, characteristics, and the functions of the bank. Now, let's continue with the lesson. In today's class, we'll be studying about banks and post offices in financial transactions, types of banks, different accounts that can be opened in a bank, what are the methods to open accounts in banks, and lastly, what are the advantages of bank accounts. First of all, let us understand what is the relationship between the bankers and the customers. It falls under two broad categories, that is, general relationship and special relationship. Under general relationship, we see that the primary relationship of the customer and the banker is that of a debtor and creditor. That is, the one who gives the benefit and another who receives the benefit. Secondly, subsidiary relationship, that is, the relationship between a trustee and a beneficiary. Thirdly, the relationship is that of an agent and principal relationship. Then the second category is special relationship. So the banker as well as the customers, they need to honor the checks. Okay, the checks carry the same value as cash, and they even need to maintain the secrecy of the accounts. It should not be mentioned or it should not be revealed to anybody else. Now let's discuss about the services that are offered by banks. Once you open an account in a bank, children, you get debit and credit cards. I'm sure you know the uses of it. Secondly, you can even take personal loans from the bank for education purpose or anything else. Thirdly, even home and vehicle loans you can take from the bank if you are an account holder. But you have to pay interest for the loans that you take. The next service is mutual funds. So what are mutual funds, children? Company pool their money from many investors and they invest in securities such as stocks, bonds and short-term debts. Okay, and even you get safe deposit lockers. We have discussed about it earlier. Once you are an account holder, you get lockers to keep your valuables safely. The sixth service is trust services. You see that the banks know they perform various wide range of services to its customers. Signature guarantees. The signature that you get from a bank, it is authenticated. Okay, anywhere like for admission purpose or whatever, you can make use of these signature as a guarantee. Okay, and lastly, e-banking facility is also possible. What is e-banking? Internet banking, that is making use of computers and your mobiles, okay, to enable banking transactions. So these are some of the services offered by the banks. Now let us study about banking transactions, that is banks and post offices. Any sort of activity involving in money or exchange of money in an account is known or viewed as bank transactions. So by now you are able to understand that banks are institutions that deal with money. So the banks keep the money of the customers in the form of deposits, and the money thus collected is lent to the customers, those who need the money, as loans. These loans are called as bank loans. So the banks lend money and collect the interest on the loans, and a part of the interest that is collected on the loans is given to the depositors, that is the customers, those who keep the money in the bank, as interest. So this interest forms the income to the depositors. So the banks invest the customers' money in national and international business and increase their funds. So like this, the money grows children. Okay, so all the banking transactions in India are controlled by the Reserve Bank of India, which is known as the mother of all the banks, or the Bankers Bank, or even the Central Bank of India. It is the RBI only that formulates the monetary policy. Means any decision relating to the money is taken by the RBI only, and whatever decision it takes, it should be followed by all the banks. Today we have State Bank Group, 20 nationalized banks, 21 private banks, and 19 foreign banks. The network of banks, it consists of 8,000 bank branches. There are rural banks, regional banks, government and private banks also. Another very important thing that you should know, children, is the recent development in the banking industry, that is the inclusion of post offices into its fold. So the post offices also are performing functions like a bank. The Indian Postal Department is planning to start a bank to be tentatively called the Postal Bank of India, and it will be having a network of post offices spread all over our country. 90% of them are in and around the semi-urban and rural areas, that is, which are not much developed. The department, as you know, is already providing various financial services, including post office savings bank. Many of your parents must be even having an account in the post office. Issue of National Savings Certificate, Kisan Vikas Patra, monthly recurring deposits, postal life insurance, pension payment, money transfer, etc. So the postal department is promoting a capital investment of 1000 crores for the bank transactions. It will be set up as a subsidiary with the postal department. So there are plans to start the Postal Bank of India. Now let's study about the types of banks. Now there are different types of banks. Each type of bank is specialized in different types of activities. Which are some of the main banks? The Central Bank or the Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks, industrial development banks, land development banks, indigenous banks, cooperative banks, etc. You have already learnt about this in your previous class, children. Let's go to the next subtopic, that is types of bank accounts. Generally, 4 kinds of accounts can be opened in a bank. They are savings bank account, current account, recurring deposit account, and term or fixed deposit account. Now let us learn one by one. This type of account, that is the savings bank account, is generally opened by people with regular income, that is those who get regular salary. This facility is also given to students and senior citizens, those who get pensions. No, for them this facility will be very helpful. So these accounts are opened mainly to encourage people to save money and to pool their savings. There is no restriction on the number and the amount of deposits. So the money can be withdrawn. Once you deposit the money in the bank, you can withdraw it either by a check or through a withdrawal slip that is available in the banks. Nowadays, even with your debit card, you can withdraw the money. The second kind of account is current account, which is opened by businessmen who have a large number of regular transactions with the bank. It may include depositing, withdrawing, and even contra transactions. So in current account, the amount can be deposited or withdrawn any number of times in a day. Generally, banks do not give any interest on these deposits, but it collects service charges or bank charges on such account. A third type of bank account is recurring deposit account or RD. These deposit accounts, they are generally open for a purpose, that is to save money for the future. For future requirements, deposits are made regularly. Every month some amount of money they will pay in the bank, and after the completion of the period the total amount will be repaid with interest from the bank. For example, for any wedding or for the expenses of the children, to buy some costly items like land and car, etc., RD account is good. The last kind of account is the term or fixed deposit account. So this type of account is opened for a fixed period by depositing a particular sum of money. Okay, the term of deposit may be like a month or 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. Once you keep the amount, your amount in the FD, you cannot withdraw it before the expiry of the term. Like if you keep for 5 years, your amount will be there only. Okay, after the completion of 5 years, you will get interest and your total amount. Okay, so the rate of interest is more depending upon the term in this deposit account. So these were the 4 types of bank accounts. Now let's understand the procedure to open a bank account. So you all know, children, nowadays banks have emerged as important financial institutions. Your money is safe in the bank. Okay, and to make use of this banking service, it is mandatory or it is a must for every individual to open a bank account. So opening a bank account is not something very difficult. It takes just 7 steps to open an account. What are they? Let us see. First one is to decide the type of account which you want to open. Since there are several types of accounts, just now we have studied savings bank account, current account, RD and FD. So you have to decide which type of account you want to open in a bank. Second, approach the bank of your choice and meet its officer. Once you have decided to open a particular type of account, you need to go to the bank and must meet the officer and inform it about your wish to open the account, and the bank officer will then give you the required forms and instructions. After that, you need to fill up the bank account form or the proposal form. Must fill up this form in all respects, like details about you, your name, address, occupation, and other details must be filled in the spaces that is provided in the form. After that, 2 or 3 specimen signatures will be taken on the signature card. What signature you do there, no, it should not be changed. If the account is to be opened in joint names, then the form must be signed jointly, and even the specimen signatures should be given in separate specimen signature cards. Nowadays, we see that the banks insist on submitting the passport size photographs, that is for the purpose of identification. Okay, and you need to submit them. Now, submitting self-attested copy of Aadhaar card also is compulsory. Aadhaar card, it is very important. So, if you need to open an account, even that you have to submit in the bank. The next step is you should give reference for opening your bank account. Banks normally they require reference or introduction of the prospective account holder by any of the existing account holder or some respectable person as a witness. Someone who already has an account, you have to give their name. So the introducer introduces the prospective account holder by signing his specimen signature in the column. Okay, so this reference or introduction is required to safeguard the interest of the bank. The bank needs to have such information. Next, submit the bank account form duly filled. So, in all respects and along with all the required documents, that is address proof, PAN card, Aadhaar card, photographs, etc., after filling the form, all these documents should be given in the bank. The sixth step, the officer will verify all the particulars submitted. Then the officer will check whether the form is filled correctly, everything, all the details are mentioned. He will even go through the documents. When he is satisfied, then he clears the proposal form. Then the last step is, after getting the proposal form cleared, the initial amount is deposited in the bank through challan, the first amount, okay. Then the bank issues a passbook, a checkbook, a pay in slip book in case of savings accounts. Now let's understand about the advantages of opening bank account. So there are many benefits if you open an account in the bank. What are they? First of all, bank account facilitates safe custody of money. Your money is safe. Okay. Secondly, bank account helps in making payments. Whatever payments are there, we can make if we have an account. Bank account helps in collection of money. Money is saved for the future. Bank account holders get advances and loans. This is very helpful. We studied earlier, no, how we can get loans. Then next is bank account helps in the smooth financial transactions. Whatever it may be, transferring of money, payment of bills, or whatever, your transaction will go on smoothly. Lastly, bank account holders can get safe deposit locker facility. We have already discussed about it. So these are some of the advantages of opening a bank account, children. With this, I end this topic. Hope you have understood. Watch the video and go through the points from the lesson. Thank you and take care.